Hello students, today we shall do chapter 5 of your English grammar book, adjectives. In this chapter we shall learn about adjectives and how to use them, the types of adjectives, how to form adjectives and the degree of comparison of adjectives. Now first children, you should know what is a noun. What is a noun? Noun is a name of a place, animal or thing. Now, any word which is used to describe a noun or to tell us something about it is known as an adjective. Now, let us come to your chapter. Jiffo the giraffe. Here you can see that Jiffo the giraffe has a long neck. Jiffo is a tall animal. Jiffo has brown spots on his body. Gentle Jiffo is my favorite animal. He can eat leaves on the top of tree branches with little effort. Now children, whom are we talking about here? We are talking about an animal who is a giraffe. Now animal is a noun. Now all these words long, tall, brown, gentle, little are being used to explain all the aspects or things about Jiffo the giraffe. Therefore, these are called adjectives or describing words. They are describing the noun here. Which is the noun here? Giraffe is the noun. As we know, any name, place, animal or thing is a noun. So here the animal Jiffo is a noun and these words are all describing words for Jiffo the animal, the noun, and they are called adjectives. Now, how is Jiffo's neck? It is long. So the word or the adjective long is describing Jiffo's neck. Jiffo is a tall animal. Now how is Jiffo? He is tall. So the adjective is defining Jiffo or describing Jiffo to be a tall animal. What kind of spots are on his body? Brown color spots. So the word describing the spots on Jiffo's body is brown. Brown is the adjective here. Gentle Jiffo. Now what is the nature of Jiffo? It is gentle. So the word gentle is describing the nature of Jiffo. So it is an adjective. He can eat leaves on the top of tree branches with little effort. That means how much of effort is he putting in? Little effort. So little is the describing word or the adjective for Jiffo. Now the highlighted words are adjectives and are describing our dear Jiffo the giraffe. Next students, we will understand what is an adjective. An adjective is a word that tells us something about a noun, like I told you, about a person, an animal, a thing or a place. For examples, she is a pretty girl. Now first you have to identify in any sentence what are we talking about. The noun. The noun in this is girl. How is the girl? What is the word describing how the girl is? Pretty. So pretty is a describing word or the adjective which is telling us something about the girl, the noun. So pretty is the adjective here. Now coming over to the second example, we need round tables. Like I said, any sentence given to you, first think which is the noun. Now the noun here is any name, place, animal or thing. So over here table is the thing. So table is the noun. Now what is the word used to describe the table? Round. So round is the adjective. Now tidbits. Adjectives can answer the questions what kind. For example, tall animal. How much? How much effort did Jiffo put in to eat the leaves? Little effort. And how many? How many Jiffos or giraffes were there? One giraffe. So adjectives can answer these kinds of questions like what kind, how much, how many. Now coming over to types of adjectives. Now students, we know adjectives are of few kinds. First is adjective of quality. An adjective of quality tells us about the shape, size, color and quality of a noun. Everything is revolving around the noun. So first we identify the noun, then we identify the word which will describe the noun. What is a noun in a sentence? Any name, place, animal or thing is the noun. So the word which describes either of these four is the adjective. Based on all this, adjectives are of few kinds. The first is adjective of quality, which tells us about the shape, size, color and quality of a noun. It was a cold morning. Now, the noun over here is morning. How was the morning? It was cold. So, basically it is telling us how the weather was in the morning. It was cold. Honey is a smart girl. Girl is the noun and honey is the proper noun. But we have to identify the noun here. So how was the girl? She was a smart girl. So the adjective which is defining the girl is smart. That means it is an adjective of quality. He picked a ripe mango. Mango is the noun. Ripe is the adjective which is defining how is the quality of the mango. It is a ripe mango. Next, Mary wore a blue frock. Frock is a thing which is a noun. The word describing frock is blue and it is a color. So, adjective of quality tells us about the shape, size, color and quality of a noun. I hope it is clear to you students. Adjective of quantity. An adjective of quantity, like you know, quantity means will tell us something about how many. Will tell us about the quantity or number of a noun. Example, the zoo has many animals. How many animals? It is answering the question. How many? The zoo has many animals. So, many is adjective of quantity. Do you want some butter? Now, students, can you tell me what kind of sentence this is? There is a question mark at the end of the sentence. So, it is an interrogative sentence. What are interrogative sentences? Interrogate means to ask. From interrogate comes the word interrogative. Therefore, this is an interrogative sentence because there is a question mark and it is asking a question. Now butter is the noun and what is the adjective which is describing butter? It is asking us or telling us, do you want some butter? So, some and many are adjectives of quantity. Next, possessive adjective. Possessive means something which we own. A possessive adjective tells us about the ownership of a noun, whom it belongs to. Example, that is my dog. Now, I am telling you that is my dog. Now, I am talking to you and I am talking to you about what? I am talking to you about the dog which is the noun here and I am saying that is my dog. So, my over here is the possessive adjective which is saying that dog belongs to me. I am the owner of that dog. That is why my is the possessive adjective over here. Those are their bicycles. I am telling you that those are their bicycles. I am talking to you about bicycles which belong to a certain group of people and it is their bicycle. So, the word there is the possessive adjective which is defining or describing the bicycles. Now, interrogative adjective. Interrogate means to ask a question. An interrogative adjective poses a question or asks a question. Example, which school do you go to? Whose car is this? See, they are all ending with question marks. So, these are interrogative statements and the words which and whose are used to describe school and car over here. So, which and whose are interrogative adjectives. Next, demonstrative adjective. Demonstrate means to show. Now, a demonstrative adjective specifies a noun. Example, this boy is member of the club. Now, I am talking about a particular boy who is a member of the club. So, I will use the demonstrative adjective this. Now, demonstrative adjectives are of four kinds. This, that, these and those. This is for nearby. That is for far away. These are again for nearby plural. Those are for far away plural. Now, this is singular. That is also singular. These is singular close by and that singular, those plural far away. So, that girl is my sister. Now, grammar tidbits. Some adjectives end in ing, like an interesting film, an amazing player. The word which is describing the film is interesting. It is ending in ing. So, few adjectives also end in ing. And what is the word describing player? Amazing. Amazing is the word or the adjective used to describe the player. So, grammar tidbits over here says that some adjectives end in ing also. Now, adjective of number. An adjective of number marks an exact number of a given noun. we had read adjective of quantity. It just tells us a rough estimate, like many, some is quantity. But number, if we know the particular number, then it is adjective of number. Avi ate 3 cakes. How many cakes did Avi eat? 3 cakes. So the adjective of number is 3. She sat in the 5th row. Which row did she sit in? She sat in the 5th row. So we know that the number of the row is 5, 5th. Now, forming adjectives. Adjectives can be formed from 3 things: nouns, verbs and adjectives. Now, adjectives which are formed from nouns, like care. Forming adjectives. Now, adjectives can be formed by nouns, verbs and adjectives. Now, care is a noun and the adjective for it is careful. She is very careful while cycling, for example. Now, the word careful is being formed from the noun care. Next, dangerous is coming from the noun danger. She performed a very dangerous act. So, the adjective to describe the act is dangerous and it comes from the noun danger. Star. The noun star gives rise to the adjective starry. It was a starry night. That means it was a night filled with stars. So, the noun star is giving rise to the adjective starry and describes the night to be starry. Now, accidental comes from the noun accident. Her bumping into him in the mall was accidental. So, the word accidental comes from the noun accident. The word describing word long comes from the noun length. The river was very long. That means the length of the river was very long. It comes from the noun length. It was a very windy day. How was the day? It was a very windy day. And the word windy comes from the noun wind. Now, adjectives also can be formed from verbs. What are verbs, students? We know verbs are doing words and they always or mostly end in ing. Now, verb enjoy gives rise to adjective enjoyable. The joy ride was enjoyable. That means it is coming from the word enjoy. They are enjoying something. The ride was enjoyable. Next, obedient. She is an obedient girl. That comes from the verb obey. Obey means to follow orders. It is a verb. So, the adjective obedient comes from the verb obey. He is very talkative. It comes from the verb talk. Talk means to keep on talking continuously. Baate karna. So that comes from the talkative comes from the verb talk. Helpful comes from the verb help. Playful comes from the verb play. Interesting comes from the word interested. Now all these are helping words. So they are called verbs and they give rise to these kind of adjectives. Now adjectives can be formed from adjectives as well. Comic, comical. Elder, elderly. Sick, sickly. Correct, corrective. Funny, funnier. Red, reddish. Now students, there are some adjectives which can be formed by adding prefixes. What is prefixes? That means adding some words or alphabets before the adjective to make it negative. That means the sentence which has a positive sense will be turned into negative meaning. That means the prefixes which can be added to adjectives are in, il, un, im, dis, dis, and to the adjectives these prefixes can be added. Like for example, nothing is impossible. Now in front of prefix means adding it before this adjective. If I add im to possible, it becomes impossible. That means if I say nothing is possible, that means if I say nothing is impossible, it becomes the opposite of nothing is possible by adding these prefixes. The seat is comfortable. If I add un to comfortable, it becomes uncomfortable. So the seat which was comfortable now becomes the seat is uncomfortable. Next, something very important which you have to memorize. When we have two or more adjectives in front of a noun, we follow the order of adjectives. The correct order of adjectives is first opinion, then size, then shape, then age, then color, then origin or nationality, material and purpose. For example, a big red ball. Which is the noun here, students? Ball. Now how is the ball? It is big in size and red in color. So what does this correct order say? That first will come the size and then comes color. So first we will write big and then we will write red. Next, similarly, a comfortable new cotton dress. Which is the noun here? Dress. How is the noun? It is cotton, it is new and it is comfortable. So following the order, comfortable means opinion. In your opinion, it is a comfortable dress and it is new. That means it is in age, it is new. And how is the material? It is cotton. So following this format, opinion, then age and then comes your material. So this is how it is written. Next, a lovely old glass coffee mug. The noun is mug. What is it? It is lovely. Opinion, it is old. That means it is in age, it is old. In material, it is glass and the purpose for which I use the mug is to drink coffee. So, following this order, a lovely old glass coffee mug. Next, degrees of comparison. Now, what do you notice in the picture? The second packet on the weighing scale is heavier than the first and the third one is heavier than the second. So the third one is the heaviest among all three. We are comparing three packets: light, lighter, lightest, or heavy, heavier, heaviest. Now, when we compare two or more things or people, we use degrees of comparison. This box is smaller than that one. Rohan is taller than Ishu. We are comparing two things here. The one box compared to the other, Rohan compared to Ishu. So, smaller and taller are used. Now, positive degree. When we speak about only one person or thing, not more than one person, only one person or thing, we use the positive degree. Example, Jay is a wise boy. Now, am I talking about any other boy? No, I am only talking about Jay, single boy. The dress is very pretty. Am I talking about any other dress? Am I comparing this dress to any other dress? No, I am just talking about this dress and I am saying that this dress is very pretty. So, the words wise and pretty are used in the positive degree of adjective. Next, comparative degree. Comparative means we are comparing. We are comparing two things. We use this form of adjective to compare two nouns or pronouns. The comparative adds an ER to the adjective. While using the comparative degree, than is usually added after the adjective. Jay is wiser than his brother. What is the positive of wise? Wiser, it is wise. Now, if I say Jay is a wise boy was positive. But when I compare Jay with his brother, Jay is wiser than his brother. So what have I done to wise? I have added the comparative adds an ER to the adjective. So I have added ER to the adjective wise and done a comparative degree. Next, the dress is prettier than that one. This dress is prettier than that one. I am comparing this dress to that one. Now you have to note that we are using, when we compare, we use the word than also. So we know that it is comparative degree. Prettier. What have I done? I have added ER to the positive degree pretty, and because this we had read that the dress is very pretty. Now I am comparing the dress to another one. So pretty becomes prettier and I use than to compare. Next, superlative degree. We use this form of adjective to compare three or more nouns. The superlative, which is the highest degree of comparison, adds est to the adjective. Now, Jay is a wise boy, positive degree. Jay is wiser than his brother, comparative degree. But Jay is the wisest among his three brothers. That means more than one. When we compare three or more nouns, we use superlative degree and wise becomes wisest. Superlative adds est. Comparative adds er to the adjective. Keep this in mind. Now the definite article the is always used before the superlative degree of an adjective. And this is to be kept in mind that In superlative, we use the definite article the, but in comparative, what do we use? We use than, because we are comparing two things. So this dress is prettier than that one. But when we are comparing three or more nouns, we use the definite article the. This is the prettiest dress in the whole shop. Jay is the wisest among his three brothers. I hope it is clear to you, students. Notes. When an adjective in the positive degree ends with a single consonant, what are consonants? All the alphabets except A, E, I, O, U, which are the vowels, are called consonants. So, when an adjective in the positive degree, for example, big, ends with a single consonant G, over here in big, it is ending with a single consonant G, which is preceded by a vowel. Now, G is the consonant and preceded means before G is coming a vowel. I, A, E, I, O, U are vowels. So before the consonant G is coming a vowel I. Then the consonant, which consonant? G, doubles up for comparative and becomes ER. So G, which is a consonant, becomes double GG, and we add ER for comparative, and it also doubles up for superlative, and we add EST for superlative degree. So big, bigger, biggest. What is happening? The consonant is doubling and we are adding ER for comparative and EST for superlative. Next, there are some irregular comparisons. A few of the adjectives are compared differently. Sometimes the word more is added before adjectives to get comparative degree and the word most to get superlative. These are all irregular comparisons. That means beautiful becomes more beautiful, most beautiful. It does not become beautifuler and beautifulest. Few adjectives are compared differently. That is why they are called irregular comparison. Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. Cheerful, more cheerful, most cheerful. Now we do not use more along with a comparative adjective formed with ER. We do not say more heavier or most heaviest. We do not use more with the comparative adjective, and we also do not use most with superlative. These are two double comparisons are not allowed in English grammar. More heavier or most heavier is wrong. Heavier or heaviest is right. I will not say, because more is also comparative and heavier is also comparative. Double comparatives not allowed. Some of the objectives do not form their comparative or superlative degrees from the positive forms, but the words completely change themselves. That means bad, worse, worst, good, better, best, little, less, least, much, more, most, late, later, latest, or late, latter, last. You have to memorize this table. You have to learn it by heart. Next, we have come to the end of this chapter. I hope that you have understood the basic fundamentals of how to understand adjectives, how to identify the different kinds of adjectives, how to compare the degrees of comparison of adjectives. I have in a separate video solved all the worksheets of this book for you. Please understand this and then go through that worksheet which has been solved with explanation. Then you will find it easier. If you have any doubts, please mention in the comment section. If you like my video, like, share and subscribe to it. Keep the notification button on so that whenever I put a new video, you get notified and you can learn from the new video. Please subscribe, students. Thank you.